This year's Rose of Tralee has raised eyebrows about beauty standards. Now, I wasn't going to do this video. Okay, I love everybody equally. But I got so many different messages saying, Chris, you have to react to this year's Rose of Tralee. A lot of the women, let's say, were more plump than usual. Okay, a lot of them were very obese. Now, me personally, guys, nothing against people like that, not at all. I'm very inclusive. Matter of fact, my whole business runs off helping people lose weight and motivating people and, getting people strong mentally and physically. That's my literal whole business. Okay, so if you guys want personal training, link is in the description. Okay, absolutely nothing against overweight people. That's your business. Okay, now I would say if somebody's overweight or doesn't like themselves, do something about it. Absolutely do lose weight, try and be healthy. But the thing about it is, guys, here's the thing about it. The Rose of Tralee, it's supposed to be a beauty contest. Now, I know there's other aspects to that, lads. Like, you have to be basically, helping push Irish culture and this kind of thing. And that definitely comes into play. But realistically, guys, one of the main aspects is, and I know they say it's not this, but when is it not that about, women being on stage, they want to look their best. They're not trying to look their worst. They're on stage with the hair, the nails, the dress, everything together. Like, it is obviously about that, guys. Same with guys. If a guy goes to like a, Mr. Ireland contest, it's not particularly about how they look, but it is. They have to be in shape and they have to be, good look hair and, good facial features and whatnot, guys. I wouldn't be good for the Mr. Ireland. Okay. I'm too goofy looking, some would say. And this is the kind of self-deprecation you have to have about yourself, guys. I feel like a lot of people want to, say, oh, everyone can join these beauty pageants. Well, they can't, guys. They cannot. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone can join these beauty pageants because you just do not have the certain look. Okay, you just do not have that certain look. And I don't want to give out pictures here, guys. I don't want to dog anyone in the flipping video. Like, that's unnecessarily hurtful, because there is a list of people and I did see them. I did see the overweight women and there was a few of them. And, it just raises the question, guys, what is this competition about? Is there going to be DEI, diversity, inclusion, equity, all this kind of thing, equality, whatever that is. And, I remember, this is a funny story, years ago, going on a date with a girl that was trying to become the Galway Rose or something like that. And she was mixed race. She was half white, half black. And she specifically said to me that the only reason why the person that won that contest won was because she was black, like Nigerian, right? The person that actually won the contest. This was a good few years ago, like 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I was looking at her kind of laughing. I was like, this is crazy for her to say this, and obviously, I don't think it was particularly about race per se, but she just wasn't that pretty, the person that won, The woman that I was on the date with was a lot prettier than her, and she didn't get anywhere close to winning. So is there this sort of diversity, equity, inclusion sort of aspect, this DEI aspect in all things now, including the Rose of Tralee? We've made the Rose of Tralee woke. Like, this is where literally it's going, guys. Like the Rose of Tralee is getting woke day by day. Now, I didn't know this, guys, but I had to actually Google this one. I had to give it a ChatGPT, a grok on it. And I asked, was there ever a trans person on the Rose of Tralee? Because I knew there was some controversy about that. I'm not exactly sure what was happening. The Rose of Tralee is supposed to be about one thing, but now they're making about, another thing. Now, of course, in reality, the Rose of Tralee is to shine light on culture and the women of Ireland and that kind of thing. That's all good. But realistically, guys, it's all for this. Everything is about making money. Let's be honest, guys. But I asked, was there a person like this on the Rose of Tralee? And it said the Rose of Tralee Festival made headlines in 2021. And a lot of people forget, because a lot of people have short memories. Their memory is only 4 years long. This is more than 4 years ago. It said the Rose of Tralee Festival made headlines in 2021 when it updated its entry rules to explicitly welcome transgender women, alongside married women and raising the age limit to 29. Now, 2 of those things, no issue with. Married women can join, who cares, guys? I think that the woman needs to have a partner to bring them to the stage. They have like a chauffeur as a man. Every single one that joins the Rose of Tralee. Nothing wrong with that at all. Bit strange why you'd have a chauffeur that's not your husband or whatever, but whatever. and raising the age limit to 29. No problem there whatsoever. I've seen 30-year-old, 40-year-old women that look a lot prettier than 21-year-old women. You know, plain and simple, guys. It's about looks and, you know, culture and heritage and how you can promote Ireland, this kind of thing, right, around the world. Now, the issue is kind of with the T women. The T women. You know, it's a bit odd because it is about promoting women and specifically women, when in reality, you know, they're not exactly that. It says festival organizers, including Executive Chair Anthony O'Gara, clarified that T women were never explicitly excluded, but emphasized a proactive stance to ensure inclusivity for anyone identifying as a female. Daithí O'Shea expressed enthusiasm for welcoming a T contestant because, of course, Daithí O'Shea he's bought and paid for. Like, everyone that you see on TV or like these big influencers in Dublin, they're all bought and paid for. Not me, though. County Games, we keep it authentic forever. Okay, you can't buy my authenticity. Okay, that's hopefully why you guys keep watching. All right, so it says here, Daithí O'Shea emphasized enthusiasm for welcoming the T contestant, noting it would be a fantastic moment for the festival and for Ireland, reflecting on a broader push for diversity. And like I said before, guys, diversity in a vacuum does nothing. You know, it's not even net positive or net negative. It's probably a net negative over time because, you know, you lose your culture and you have to include people and, you know, they have to adopt your culture. And if they don't, it can be a problem. Okay. But in a vacuum, it doesn't really do anything. It's not negative or positive, good or bad. Right. So I don't know why they're just trying to push this stuff in every realm. This is a specific contest to help women, to help grow their platforms, to help grow them as a person, to help promote them, you know, this kind of thing. Bit strange. However, there's no definite record in available sources confirming that a T woman has participated in a contest in the Rose of Tralee up to the 2025 festival. In 2022, O'Shea mentioned he hadn't met the contestants yet and was unsure if a T woman was among them, but he hoped to see one take the stage. So Daithí O'Shea he's big for that. Good job. Daithí O'Shea's big for that. Good job, brother. And like I said, I have nothing against anybody. But in a festival, guys, in a thing that's promoting women and stuff, you're promoting someone that's not. Bit strange. You know, outside of a festival, I don't care, guys. You can do what you want. I'm libertarian on most social issues. You guys know that already. You know, I'm pretty laid back when it comes to everything, to be perfectly honest. I come from Galway, literally the most liberal left-wing county in the whole country. So I'm kind of laid back with that. But in a contest where you're trying to win, it's a bit strange. Now, it's not like having a trans woman in boxing or something like that. That would be just crazy, right? But, you know, there's no fighting going on here, but also you're judging them on being a woman and good looking, and just certain aspects are a bit strange. Despite the rule change and public encouragement, no specific mentions of a T contestant have competed in reports about the 2022, 2023, 2024, or 2025 festivals. The focus has largely been on the potential for such participant rather than its occurrence. So, funny how that is. I love the way Grok actually specified this. The focus has been largely on the potential for such a participant rather than its occurrence. You know what that means? Grade A virtue signaling from the Rose of Tralee. Grade A virtue signaling. Okay, I absolutely love it, guys. You know, it's crazy to see that this is the new times that we are living in Ireland. Now, if that does happen, it will be interesting to see. We might get something along the lines of this. And this is the Longford Rose by the Savage Eye. And this was 12 years ago. Let's watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage our Longford Rose, Emer the Hula Hoop. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous?
Yikes.
Hi, Aunt Colleen. It says here, Emer, that you're a primary school teacher and something funny happened on the way home with the GAA. But there are many Irish there. Do you love ham? Fair play to you.
And then I remember something, and it was amazing, and it was a surprise, and I remember every detail, but there's no point to the story.
And your father loves shooting, is that right?
Yes. I remember one time I found his shotgun lying on his bed, and I wrapped my mouth around the muzzle. Sure, we're all going to die. And we met the gang down in Spain. It was such a crack. What a surprise. And then we listened to Ray D'Arcy on the internet.
Did you ever put a cow through a mincing machine?
Sure, stop. Come here, go away.
And what are you going to do for us tonight?
Assemble a table and chairs.
In your own time?
Oh, that's gas.
Oh, Jesus, who said there was no talent in Longford, huh?
He said, by Jesus, who said there's no talent in Longford? Ah, sure, Longford's a great place. Nah, but the thing is, guys, apart from him making the table there, okay, fixing up the IKEA table or whatever, that's literally how it's going to be now in 2025, guys. We're going to have men dressed up as women competing in all these different shows. The whole show could be that, guys. Every single contestant might be a trans woman. Imagine how the producers and imagine how Ireland will feel about that one, guys. Very, very strange. So like I said, you know, I wasn't going to make a video about this one, but I got so many messages saying, Chris, you know, make a video talking about the contestants. And I agree, guys. I've nothing against overweight people, trans people, nothing. I have nothing against anyone, really. But the problem is, guys, when it comes to a contest, okay, and really pushing of the Irish heritage in certain ways is a bit strange. You know, like, obviously, can you be morbidly obese and be a winner of a beauty pageant? Probably not, guys. That is pretty woke, if you ask me, okay? You know, and I know this is unfortunate to some men and women hearing this, but there are actually amazing looking people out there, guys. Like, there are people that you look at, like, I went to some countries in Europe and I'm like, oh my God, like, they're like the most handsome people, man or woman is the most pretty looking woman ever. And these people are going to win these shows. They're going to be on the cover of magazines for a reason. They have something that me and you do not have, guys. Amazing looks, physique, like flipping Greek god. You know, it's just how it is, guys. You know, looks is a big thing in 2025. You know, the way you look is a big thing. You know, there are beautiful women out there, guys, and these women are the women that deserve to win this show, okay? And sometimes I see women, I'm like, how the hell are you not the Galway Rose? How the hell are you not the flipping Dublin Rose or this kind of thing? You know, it's just, it is what it is, guys. You know, people get upset about, okay, they're not good looking. Well, just do as much as you can. Get in shape, you know. If you can do your hair properly, you know, shave or trim your beard nicely for a guy or whatever, you know, just look the best you can, you know, so actually try and put some work in. But when it comes to the contest, guys, it's like nobody should be competing on this show that is flipping, you know, anything like tea or morbidly obese or this kind of thing. Unfortunately, that's how it is, guys. You know, they can win in other things, guys. You know, there's other things to win on. You can't be great at everything, unfortunately, in this life. All right, but I'm here to motivate people. I don't want to put anybody down. You know, okay, so if anyone sees this that's actually in the Galway Rose and is overweight and stuff, you know, try to lose weight. You know, push yourself. You know, work hard at improving yourself, guys. You know, and for any guys as well that are overweight, masculine imperative for me. I'm always trying to push that. You know, get in shape, guys. Get mentally stronger. You know, do hard things in life. Do stuff that you fear. You know, these things will make you better as a person. All right. I love you guys all. If you want to support me, because you won't hear these on mainstream news, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. I love you guys all, like I said. And I will see you in the next one, lads. Peace.